Well, hello and welcome to my channel, The Retired Guy. Today I'm going to talk to you about um, why I kind of moved from a pontoon to a deck boat. When my wife and I first saw this pontoon back in 2020 during the pandemic, we were looking for an old, like a pre-owned one, but we ended up buying this new one. It was really beautiful. It was our first boat ever. I needed to get this spot at the marina before I got the boat because there's there was no places anywhere around. During the pandemic, it was pretty crazy. At the time, I did not do YouTubing or anything, so this is going to be mostly photos and stuff. But this was our beauty: a 20-foot, 115 horsepower outboard. Great boarding ladder, tow bar at the end. We really loved the individual covers on it. It had nav lights. It was easy to board. It was one of those things that I've never experienced before. I thought it was really nice. Very comfy seats. You could, great cockpit, nice tilt steering wheel, armrests, seating for 9 very comfortably. Big bikini top that could open very easily, a decent speed. And then we enjoyed beaches nearby. It was a bit nerve-wracking at first, get close to the beach, but the anchoring was a bit of a challenge, and you kind of have to figure that out as you go. We enjoyed the scenery. I'm a photographer, as you know, and I love doing scenery photos. The Rideau Falls we go by all the time when we do this, when we use our boat. There's a lot of fishermen usually there. There's almost every time. I never tried fishing on pontoon, but in the new boat I probably will. The first issue I had was I had severe damage to the propeller. There's some rocks that I didn't know about right near my berth where I was parking the boat. And so, that's like $300 and some just for that. The first year came up to an abrupt end, so we just drove it over back to the marina. And I was kind of puzzled when I saw this big tractor there, pulling me out of the water. It's kind of neat, I was very proud of the boat. It's a beautiful toy for an adult. The following year, we had a different dock, just because I wanted to be not only away from those rocks that damaged my propeller, but also further away so that less people walk in front of us all the time. By the way, filling up, I think the boat had about a 100-liter tank, so it cost me about $160 to fill up, and maybe, I don't know, 5-6 times a year is what I tend to remember. On the second year, we were more adventurous. We'd go further. We went all the way to Petrie Island, which for us is almost an hour away with the pontoon. Wife and I are really enjoying life. It takes us about 30 minutes from home to being on the water. We did not really want a trailer. That's the last thing I wanted, is to go in and out. And I didn't have the right car to do that anyway, right? So I love the individual covers on this boat. The cushion floor is really nice too, but it got a bit dirty over time. It's kind of hard to keep clean. But it's cleaner than carpet though, because it's only your feet that's been on it. You're the first owner, so it feels really good. We spent our anniversary on the boat, and cruise speed, this boat, I was going maybe 15 to 20 miles per hour, in between 3,000 and 3,500 RPM. It's really bad for the big weeks, and it feels really uncomfortable sometimes. We had an emergency toilet, which we used maybe a couple times. Now the center of the gravity in the pontoon is very high, and it gets really uncomfortable. The second issue was about overheating. So, we tested it with a mechanic, and actually I had to go back to the dealer, which cost a fortune. It was all caused by algae entering the water cooling holes on the foot of the motor. So we had to change the impeller. So afterwards, I always raised the motor when it was not in use. You can see here the holes in this picture, and you see the water line. I always kept the motor out of the water. The following year, I did several photography gigs. I got a lot of friends, model friends. Being a photographer, I do a lot of photography with models and stuff like that. So that we had a good time with that. We often had lunch at the marina. There's a Saint-Hubert that delivers right at the marina, which is really, really nice. We all love Saint-Hubert chicken, and so that was really nice. We also there's all sorts of things going on there, so we enjoyed a cool air show at one point. And we also learned that anchoring can be difficult when there's a lot of other boats around because you just move back with the current and the wind, right? So a bit difficult. Some very nice planes flew over us as we did this. It was a pretty cool show, actually. It included the snowbirds here and the NF-18. The Lady Drive is a little bus tour that drives around town and around the water. I'm not sure I would ever want to try that. You could cross the river in a taxi boat. Kind of cool. We also enjoyed fireworks at the marina because there was the Canada Day fireworks, but of course also the Feux du Casino, which are huge. I think it's like 10 shows in 3 weeks or something like that. So really, really, really nice. So we try to enjoy that as much as we can. As much as me, I enjoyed it. My wife, I was starting to look at other boats, for a couple of the reasons I already talked about. I kind of wanted maybe something bigger, more fun, more attractive. So then we had another issue, the sputtering, like the motor just went, and unexpectedly, and it was really, really annoying. He's doing it again here. It just moves around, and it's not comfortable. You wonder, okay, are we gonna make it? So I changed, the water separating fuel filter, the spark plugs. I changed the inline filters. It didn't work out. So as a result, I've had it for 5 years, and I figured time to get something different. As much as I loved it, we had a good time in it. I'm not saying don't get a pontoon. We had a great time in it, but it was time for us to move on to something else. And look at this here. Look at the algae on this boat. Well, anyway, goodbye for the last time to our pontoon, and really looking forward to seeing our new boat. Right. So we got our new boat a little bit late. Actually, we got it. I think it was September. So this was it. We shot for a little bit, and it was this beautiful boat that we fell in love with. 2011 Sea Ray 260 SunDeck, 26.5 feet. You could sit 9 people very easily. Super smooth ride. Great speakers, showers in front and back. There's a ton of storage on this boat. Amazing 350 mag MerCruiser engine, 300 horsepower. It looked great, and dual batteries. The Bimini top covers all the cockpit. You got great swimming platform at the end. Great for fishing, actually. Rear-looking seats, to when you're docked. And we also have the complete enclosure. I'm going to do a video of that next year. So we did a water test with it. Started with slow cruise just to see how it feels. I was a little bit thrilled or amazed with the whole thing. Here I am, my first try, and when you hit it, it planes within seconds. It's a great feeling. I don't know. Tried something, of course, that I had never done, and it was really good. The throttle is like a digital thing. It's not like cable and stuff. It's so precise, and the instruments they just cover pretty much everything that I can think of. Even death, like which is kind of neat to know for sure. So I thought it was a bit noisier than what I expected, but it's still less noisy than a pontoon. You could talk and hear each other. It feels safer. Your lower center of gravity, your handles waves like a champ, and you're lower in the boat, and it is fantastic. It runs just fantastic. So here we are, just getting a little bit closer to docking back at the marina where we bought it. So boat delivery day, unfortunately, was a bit awkward. There was a gas leak in the bilge. It was smelly, and I guess they overfilled it. And so they went back and they fixed the problem. They brought it back, and it worked okay the second time. And this is our new berth. Fantastic view, to see potential fireworks and stuff. And when we tried it the first time, of course, we put on our life jackets, being a new boat. And also because it was a very windy day, as you might see in a few minutes. But what a feeling this was to drive my new boat, a 26.5-foot boat with a 300 horsepower motor. Oh my goodness, it's so beautiful. So it's a proud moment for us too, for sure, right? So I tested its capabilities. Me, I was holding on, but I was going about 40 miles per hour, and in the big waves, there were a couple boats going by, and the big waves and stuff. It was so much better in the pontoon. So that particular evening, we had a nice bubbly on the boat. Really enjoy just sitting down and relaxing there and enjoying this. This is where she was in her new berth. Very happy. The controls are kind of simple, but it's so much more complete than the pontoon. So many switches I've never heard of before. There's fresh water showers front and back. The bow you can convert into a small lounge. You got a table in the front, table in the back. A couple of days later, we're sitting there and this air show comes by. Beautiful stuff. Canadian snowbirds and the Royal Air Force. Red Arrows were there. The American Thunderbirds were there as well, but not in this particular shot, unfortunately. I think they came the next day. Here we have a shot of our Canadian snowbirds that did yet another flyby right over us. They were practicing for an air show that was supposed to take place that weekend, but it was a terrible weekend, and it was raining all the time, and it was not much of a show. So I guess we got most of the show just being at the marina here. So anyway, I introduced the boat to my friends, and here's in this case, one of my friends was really enjoying the ride, and it was just the two of us in the boat, and here I am enjoying it like a lot, and you can see how stable it is. There's no movement. There's no up down. I'm going 40 miles per hour. This doesn't happen. Well, first of all, you can't go at that speed in a pontoon, and you can't really do 40 miles per hour. Excuse me. So really, really, really enjoy. Look at the speed. Look how fast you're going. Really, really nice. Nice job. And it creates a lot of wave. I was afraid of waves in a pontoon, but in this one, I got to be careful not to create too much wave. We went all the way to explore the Petrie Island again. To get there, it takes about half the time as it did with the pontoon. Went on the beach. I've anchored a bit further out in a bigger boat, but I think I really need a rear anchor, and I will be installing a keel guard also because I like to go to the beach, and my friends just love enjoying the boat and the beach. But unfortunately, every good thing comes to an end, and it was time to bring it in for the winter. So I've only had it for 6 weeks, and here it is. And gosh, I really had a good time in those 5 6 weeks. And now it's time to bring it back to get it towed. Like I said, I don't have a towing, a trailer. Sorry, and the deal with the boat included them picking it back and bringing it back and forth. So parts of the deal. So here's the trailer. We're going to put it in there on there, and have it being driven to Ottawa. Can't wait to see it again next year. You see here the Bravo 3 outdrive, but the boat was so dirty. Yeah, there's so much algae over there, but considerably less actually in this particular new spot that I'm at. Please like and subscribe. I mean, next year I'm going to do a lot more of these videos, and I'd like to show you my new adventures, because next year my big plan is to I want to go on longer trips. I want to go through those locks. You can see my boat there. It's beautiful with sunset. This is at the locks actually in Ottawa. And so I can't wait to go through that and also go even towards Montreal. So see you soon.